Om Shanti. This is the MURLI of the 8th of December, 2014. The essence: sweet children, in order to have unlimited happiness, in order to have apar khushi and intoxication and nasha, renounce the illness of body consciousness. Have a loving intellect, have preet buddhi, and reform your behavior. Question: which children cannot have any wrong intoxication of knowledge? The answer is, those who accurately know and remember the Father, those who praise the Father from deep within their hearts and pay full attention to the study, are the children who can never have any wrong type of intoxication of knowledge. Those who consider the Father to be ordinary are unable to remember Him. If they remembered Him, they would definitely write to Him and give Him news of themselves. When a child doesn't write to Baba and give him news, the Father wonders whether that child has become unconscious, whether he has become murchit. Om Shanti. The Father sits here and explains, children, when a new person comes, first of all, give him the introduction of the two Fathers, the limited and the unlimited. The unlimited Father means the Father of unlimited souls. Each human soul has a separate, limited Father. Not everyone will imbibe this knowledge to the same extent. Some only imbibe 1% of it, whereas others imbibe 95% of it. It is all a matter of understanding. There will be the sun and moon dynasties. There will be the king, the queen, and the subjects. There will be all kinds of people as subjects. Subjects means subjects. The Father explains that this is a study that each of you studies according to your intellect. Each of you has received your own part to play. To whatever extent you imbibe this knowledge in the previous cycle, to that extent you will imbibe it now. Whatever anyone studies cannot remain hidden. You receive a status according to how much you study. The Father has explained that you will have to take an exam later on. You cannot get transferred without taking an exam. You will come to know everything at the end, but you can understand even now what status you're worthy of receiving. Although you all raise your hands out of embarrassment, each of you can understand how you could possibly become that. Nevertheless, some of you raise your hands. This is called ignorance. The Father very quickly understands that worldly students have more sense than you do. They know when they are unworthy of receiving scholarships, that they won't pass. They are unable to understand how many marks they will receive in whatever subject the teacher teaches them. They wouldn't say that they will pass with honors. Here, some of you children don't even have this much sense. You have a great deal of body consciousness. You have come here to become like them, to become like the deities. Therefore, your behavior also has to be like theirs. The Father says, there are those who have no love in their intellects for the Father at the time of destruction, because they do not love the Father accurately. The Father has explained to you children the accurate meaning of having an intellect that has no love at the time of destruction. If even you children are unable to understand this fully, what would others understand? To remember the Father is an incognito matter. But how much study is not cognito? But how much you study is not incognito. All of you are number-wise in studying. You do not all study to the same extent. Baba understands that some of you are still babies. Sometimes you don't even remember such an unlimited Father for 3 or 4 months. How could Baba know that you're remembering him if you don't even write a letter to the Father telling him how you're progressing and what service you're doing? The Father has so much concern for you children. He wonders, has that child become unconscious? Has that child died? Some write wonderful service news to Baba, in which case the Father understands that those children are still alive. Serviceable children can never remain hidden. The Father wins the heart of each one of you children. He knows what each of you is like. The illness of body consciousness is very severe. Baba explains in the MURLI that some have the wrong intoxication of knowledge. They have arrogance. Such children neither remember Baba nor even write him a letter. How can the Father then remember you? Remembrance attracts remembrance. You children now remember the Father, whilst knowing him accurately. You sing his praise from within your hearts. Some of you children consider the Father to be ordinary, and so you don't remember him. Baba doesn't display any great pomp, etc. God speaks, Bhagwan Uvach, I teach you Raj Yoga in order for you to attain the sovereignty of the world. However, you don't seem to realize that you're studying with the unlimited Father in order to claim sovereignty over the world. If you had this intoxication, your degree of unlimited happiness would always remain high. Those who study the Gita say that Shri Krishna spoke the words, I teach you Raj Yoga, but they wouldn't have the happiness of attaining a kingdom. When they finish studying the Gita, they go off to their business. It is now in your intellects that the unlimited Father is teaching you. This would not enter their intellects. Therefore, you must first of all give the introduction of the two fathers to anyone who comes. Tell them, Bharat was once heaven, but it is now hell. This is now the Iron Age. It would hardly be called heaven. You can't claim to be in both the Golden Age and the Iron Age at the same time. When someone receives sorrow, he would say that he is in hell, whereas when someone experiences happiness, he would say that he is in heaven. There are so many who say this. Those who are experiencing a lot of sorrow are in hell, whereas we are now experiencing a lot of happiness. Because some people have palaces and motors, etc., they think that they are in heaven, and that whether it is the Golden Age or the Iron Age, it's all the same to them. Therefore, you first of all have to make the aspect of the two fathers sit in their intellects. The Father himself gives you his own introduction. How could he be omnipresent? Would you call your physical father omnipresent? They can see in the pictures you show them that the form of a soul and the form of the Supreme Soul are identical. There's no difference between them. A soul is no larger or smaller than the Supreme Soul. Each one is a soul. He too is the soul. He constantly resides in the Supreme Abode, and so he is called the Supreme Soul. I do not come into this world like all the other souls do. I just come at the end and enter this body. Although these things are very easy to understand, outsiders can't understand them. The only difference is that they have replaced the name of the Father with the name of Krishna, the resident of Vaikuntha, the resident of paradise. How could Krishna come from Vaikuntha, heaven, into hell and teach you Raj Yoga? How could Krishna say, forget your body, including your bodily relations, and remember me alone, etc.? How could your sins be cut away by having remembrance of a bodily being? Krishna was just a small child. Look at the contrast between him and me when I enter the old body of an ordinary human being. There is so much difference. Due to this one mistake, every human being has become impure and poverty-stricken. Neither am I omnipresent, nor is Krishna omnipresent, but the soul is omnipresent in each body. I do not even have a body of my own. Each soul has its own body. Each body is given a different name. Neither do I have a body, nor is a bodily name given to me. I take this old body and change his name to Brahma. Brahma is not my name. I am eternally Shiv, Sada Shiv. I alone am the bestower of salvation for all. It is not souls that are called the bestower of salvation for all. Does the Supreme Soul ever become degraded? Only souls become degraded, and only souls receive salvation from the Father. You must churn the ocean of knowledge and think about these things. Otherwise, how would you be able to explain them to others? However, Maya is so powerful that she doesn't let the intellects of you children progress. Some of you waste time gossiping throughout the day. In order to pull you away from the Father, Maya exerts great force on you. Some children break away. Because they don't remember the Father, their stage doesn't become unshakable and immovable. The Father makes you get up again and again, and then Maya continues to knock you down. The Father says, you must never be defeated. This match happens every cycle. It is nothing new. You will definitely become conquerors of Maya by the end. Ravan's kingdom has to end, and we will then rule the new world. We have become conquerors of Maya every cycle. We have ruled the new world countless times. The Father says, keep your intellects constantly busy, and you will remain constantly safe. This is what is known as being a spinner of the discus of self-realization, a Swadershan Chakradhari. There is no question of violence in this. Only you Brahmins can be called the spinners of the discus of self-realization. Deities cannot be called spinners of the discus of self-realization. There is a great difference between the customs and systems of the impure world and those of the deities. It is the residents of the land of death who call out to the purifier Father, come and purify us impure ones. Take us to the pure world. It is in your intellects that 5,000 years before today, there used to be the pure new world, which was called the Golden Age. The Silver Age wouldn't be called the New World. Baba has explained that is first class and the other is second class. You should imbibe every aspect very well, so that anyone who comes and listens to you becomes amazed. There are many who become amazed, but they do not have the time to make effort because they have heard that they definitely have to remain pure. It is the vice of lust that makes human beings impure. By conquering it, you become conquerors of the world. However, it is as though vice is a treasure for them, and this is why they don't even speak of it. They simply say that you must control your mind. Only when your mind is not in a body can it become free from thoughts. Your mind can never become free from thoughts otherwise. You receive a body in order to perform actions. Therefore, how could you stay in the karmatit stage? The karmatit stage is said to be the stage of a corpse. To be a living corpse means to become detached from the body. The Father is teaching you the study of becoming detached from your body. You souls are distinct from your bodies. You souls are residents of the Supreme Abode. When you souls enter bodies, you are called human beings. You receive a body in order to perform actions. You leave one body and take another in order to carry on performing actions. Only when souls are not in bodies can they experience peace. Neither are actions performed in the incorporeal world, nor is there any question of actions in the subtle region. The world cycle only turns here. Knowledge means to know the Father and the world cycle. There is no one with a white costume or beautifully decorated costume in the subtle region, nor is there Shankar adorned with a snake, etc. The Father continues to explain to you the secrets of Brahma and Vishnu. Brahma exists here, and the dual form of Vishnu is also here. That is just a part of the drama for giving visions which you can see only with divine vision. You cannot see anything pure with those criminal eyes. Acha, to the sweetest beloved long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana. The first point is, in order to keep yourself constantly safe, you must keep your intellect busy churning the ocean of knowledge. Become a spinner of the discus of self-realization. Do not waste time gossiping. Do not waste time in jharmui, chagmui. The second point is, study the study that the Father teaches you of becoming detached from your body. In order to be saved from Maya's force, make your stage unshakable and immovable. The blessing is, may you be free from all attractions and reach your destination by remaining merged in the love of the One Father. May you be free from all attractions. May you be akarshan mukt and reach your destination by remaining merged in the love of the One Father. The explanation is, Bap Dada has sat you children in his lap of love and cooperation, in his lap of sneh or sayog, and is taking you to your destination. This is not a path of effort, but when you go into the side streets, instead of taking the highway, or when you go past the goal of your destination, you then have to make effort to turn back. The means of saving yourself from laboring, from mehnat, is to stay in the love, in the mohabbat of one. Perform every task while merged in the love of the One Father, and you will not be able to see anything else. You will become free from all attractions. The slogan is, give the experience of your fortune of happiness through your face and activity. Give the experience of your fortune of happiness through your face and activity, through your chehre or chalan. Om Shanti.